Okay, I think we can get started. Good evening, everyone. For those of you who are joining us from India, those who are joining us from US, good morning. My name is Akhila Chandrasekhar, and I head the placements team here at Miles Education. By qualification, I'm a CPA, CMA, and CIA. Come with about 20 years of work experience, and with Miles, I've had the privilege of working for the last 3 years. I was earlier taking care of academics, and now with placements. And today, I'm honored to share details of the Miles Pathway program with all of you. The session will be a very short one for about 45 minutes, and we will try to give you as much information as possible. So if you have any questions, during the course of the session, please drop them in the Q&A box. We have an amazing team here who will answer all your queries, and hopefully we should have enough time to be able to address all your questions. So before we get started, let me quickly share my screen and play a video.
Yes, you heard it right. That's because Power BI developers are very high in demand.
The global economy is in crisis.
I hope
There's
you
a
cannot
huge
hear
accountant
the video.
shortage, and America wants you.
There are 17% fewer accountants employed.
300,000 accountants and auditors leave the profession.
So let me get this straight. We're currently short on eggs, butter, and accountants.
Miles has cracked the puzzle for Indian accountants to work in the U.S. for 3 years. Become a flag bearer for Indian accounting talent as you live the great American dream.
All right. So just wanted to give you like a context of what we're going to be talking about. So you would have definitely seen this poster before, where we've said that there's a huge shortage of accountants in the US. Yes, so that's going to be the topic for the day. So if you actually see, this has been a trend that's been going on for the last few years now, in fact, almost a decade, where accounting as a profession itself has actually started losing its charm in the US. There are not many people who are very interested in going into the accounting profession. All the ones who are already there in the accounting profession have actually been aging and retiring and coming out of the profession, and the younger crowd seems to be more interested in getting into tech and those related areas. So as a result, what has been happening is throughout the last few years, the accountant shortage has become bigger and bigger, and because of this, actually there have been several agencies coming together to actually address this problem. So it is also called as the accountant shortage pipeline issue. In fact, there were several articles about this issue in the Washington Post, Fortune, Wall Street Journal. In fact, even Deloitte mentioned it in their financials that there is actually going to be a severe shortage of accountants, and they've started making even provisions. So those of you from the accounting auditing background will understand what an impact it is to actually mention it in the financial statements. So in fact, I was Googling some time back to read this article. And if you just go into Google and you type accountant shortage in the US, so if you actually see this, the article very much states about the accountant shortage and how and why US is actually battling this issue, and how can this be solved. So then comes into picture Miles, where our founder and CEO, Mr. Varun Jain, actually was talking to a few stakeholders, and they were mentioning that there is a severe shortage and how can we address this. So Varun did a quick calculation saying that okay, there is a shortage of accountants in the US, and how can we solve this? And where are there an amazing pool of candidates who can actually fill in this talent? So that's where Varun decided to bring in and solve the accountant shortage by actually sending Indians to the US to work in these accounting roles. Now it sounds too simple and it's too easy, right? So obviously it was not that easy. So traditionally there has always been a shortage of accountants, and looking at the numbers, so around 72,923 accounting graduates are there every year. but there are about 126,500 job openings in the US for accountants, auditors, taxation professionals. And because of this, year on year, there's about 53,000 plus shortage of accountants. And this number comes from US Bureau of Labor Statistics and AICPA. So looking at this, Varun said, okay, how can we crack this? Now, the biggest elephant in the room is obviously the visa, right? So there has always been accounting programs in the US. Indians could have gone anytime, but why didn't we go? The biggest reason is that we actually have something called as the STEM program. So in a STEM, right, stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. Now, engineers have always had the advantage over accountants, where when they go to study to the US, either MS in computer science or MS in engineering, they have an option to study for about 18 months to about 2 years and get a 3-year work option. It's called as OPT, or the optional practical training. Now, in this OPT, they are allowed to work in the US for 3 years without any additional visa. So they go there, study, and they work for 3 years. Now, the problem with accounting programs is that when we Indians go there to study, we get only 1 year OPT for this MS in accounting. So if you study, say, 1.5 years, 2 years, you will get only 1 year option to work there, and you need to be lucky enough to get a H1B approved for you. Only then you would have been able to continue in the US. So then what Miles did was, we leveraged the power of STEM into the Masters in Accounting program. So there are already existing Masters in Accounting program in the US. What Varun did through the Miles pathway program is that he actually spoke to several universities and told them that there is an option to convert these Masters in Accounting program into STEM programs, which will actually give us the advantage of having 3 years in the same Masters in Accounting program, where you can just study for about a year. I'll come to about how you can study for a year. You can just study for a year and you will be able to get that 3-year work option through the STEM program. Now this suddenly looks like an amazing option for all us Indians, right, where you go there, study for a year, and then you can work for 3 years. And of course, if you get your H1B, then you can continue for another 6 years. So we will be talking a lot in detail about this in the coming few minutes. But to go before we go into the details, so looking at the Miles US Pathway program, we have 3 key stakeholders. One is, of course, all of you, the Indian accountants who are ambitious, committed, who want to live the American dream, who want to travel to the US and work. On the other hand, we have the universities. So, like I mentioned, these universities have always been there. The Masters in Accounting program has always been there. But they have, in the last few years, seen a downward trend where students don't want to go and study this Masters in Accounting program. And the third key stakeholder is the public accounting firms who want talent, who want people to come and work in their firms. Just like how we have the chartered accountancy firms in India, we have the public accounting firms in the US. So we are going to be talking about these 3 key stakeholders. So like I mentioned about the US universities, we will talk a little bit more about the public accounting firms. So in the public accounting firms, so they all come together and they form something called as the alliances. So normally they don't work in isolation, they work together and they form alliances. Like this, we have several alliances: BDO Alliance, Allineal Global, RSM is one of the biggest firms. So last couple of years, Miles has been working to establish a relationship with all these alliances, and every society, every state has its own CPA state society, which has several firms as part of its members. Right. So Miles has actually worked with all these alliances, societies, firms, and partnered with them. So we have more than 350 plus firms, whom we are working with now. And in fact, in the last few years, we conducted several placement drives, which I will be showing you in a minute. So what we have done is we went and actually explained about our solution. We have an amazing corporate relations team who are working out of the US office of Miles, and they go and meet every single firm of whoever is interested in hiring these candidates. We go and approach several conferences, we address and we talk about the Miles solution. So if you look at it, last year we conducted several placement drives where these firms actually came and addressed aspiring candidates such as yourself. So in fact, the first placement drive, we had more than 5,000 attendees. So Lindsay Seipels from RSM had come there. We had Rob and Tom from BDO Alliance. So these are one of the biggest alliances in the US. We had Paul and Kristen from Crow. We had a second placement drive where we had more than 7,200 attendees. We had an exclusive, in fact, it was an exclusive Allineal Global Alliance placement drive. We had ATKG, BPM, Eisner Amper, Kim, who came from Webel, Catherine from RBG, Weaver, Wolf. These are all very, very big names known to several, accounting candidates, even in India. We had another placement drive, which was again a BDO exclusive placement drive. So there we had again Rob and Tom coming and talking, Jennifer from Blackman and Sloop, Burkett, Hancock. So in fact, a lot of these firms have already hired candidates from us and come for the second round as well. So in fact, let me do one thing. Let me play a placement drive video for you. Just give me a second.
Are you planning to go to Europe this July? Here are your expenses. Flights 70,000, stay 80,000, travel 30,000.
Warm welcome to second placement drive.
Wow, we have a lot of people on.
We're very honored to be here today.
My name is Jill Frank. I am the Director of Talent Acquisition for BPM.
My name is Maddie. I head up the recruiting in Southern California.
I am a Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist here at Wolf & Company.
I'm very excited about speaking with you today.
I am the Recruiting Director here at Weaver. We are hiring accountants.
We're a top public accounting firm in Central Virginia. We're top 300 in the country. We all know that recruiting environment is challenging.
We are always looking for good people. That's the single, biggest challenge we have.
Super special program.
We hope to join this program and get some colleagues on board.
Thanks for the opportunity, Miles Education Career.
So this was one of the placement videos. I'm going to show you another one.
A very, very warm welcome to our third placement drive today in collaboration with BDO Alliance.
There's somewhere between 40 to 50% shortage of students graduating from higher education.
All of our alliance firms are trying to figure out how to deal with the talent shortage we have here in the U.S.
We've been very impressed with the platform that Miles has created.
So the candidates have been impressive. The process has been pretty seamless.
We need resources. We need people to help build our practice.
We are looking for eager individuals, eager to learn, eager to work, eager to add an impact. We have our own in-staff learning and development team who focuses on building out an actual program for you.
I think that there is a lot of opportunity. I think there's not one firm probably on here that doesn't think about capacity needs every single day.
I'm also humbled to present to such a large group of truly talented people.
Thank you again to you and Miles Education. Truly, we've enjoyed getting to know you.
Okay, so just give me a second. All right, I'm going to reshare my screen. Okay. So that was the placement drive videos, which I just showed you. Now coming to the second stakeholder, right? So these are the different universities that we are working with. Like I mentioned, there were always several masters in accounting programs already existing, but Miles has actually partnered with all these universities now, and these universities have converted their masters in accounting into a STEM-based masters in accounting program. So if you look at it, these are the number of students who have already been, admitted into the universities and who are already actually pursuing their masters, and some of them have in fact graduated this month. If you look at Case Western, that's the biggest number. That's the first university we tied up with. That's 75. Michigan State 26, Rutgers 26, RIT 35, Drexel University 65, Delaware 57. So the number goes on. And the coming year, we are expecting more than 1,117 students to actually join these programs and graduate out of these programs. So you can imagine the scale at which we are working with these universities and the reception that we are getting from these universities and firms, and how much they are eager to look at our candidates and hire these candidates, right? So talking about the program itself, so the best part about this program is I believe that a lot of you are already enrolled with Miles for the CPA program or are thinking about it. So the best part about this program is that 70% of the course curriculum is exactly mapped to the CPA syllabus. So if you are pursuing your CPA already, this Masters in Program should be actually a cakewalk for you because you already are studying these portions. So if you look at it, advanced financial reporting, financial accountancy theory, taxes, corporate reporting and analysis, auditing, everything is mapped to FAR, Reg, Bar, and Odd. Now, the remaining 30% is what is actually making this entire program a STEM-based program. So the remaining 30% is the analytics, the business analytics portion of it. So it is a STEM elective course, probability and statistics, programming for business applications. So if you actually look at it, 30% of the coursework, in fact, what would be happening is, I'll show you the timeline in a couple of minutes. But if you look at the 30% coursework, this is something that you will actually be starting when you are in India itself. Even before you go to the US, you will be doing this 30% coursework. Now, what is the advantage of doing this 30% coursework in India is obviously you will save your money, right? Because you are actually going to be in India, you're going to continue doing your work, you will be at home, you will be saving on all those costs, and you will do the 30% coursework here. And you will actually start when you're in the comfort of your home country. So you will be saving a lot of time and effort and money in that. The second thing is, because we have tied up with a university called as JAXOM, the Jagdish Sheth School of Management, that there is a flat reduction of university fees of 30%. So what happens is that in addition to the overall reduction in cost, you also end up getting scholarship from the universities which are in US. So you complete 30% of the coursework in India itself, you end up getting scholarships, you end up getting a reduction in your entire fees. Plus, because of the tie-up that we have with all these universities and the relationship that we have built with them, you will also be eligible for a waiver for any GR, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL. You are not required to write any of these exams. So you also save on money, you save on time, you save on effort. And the best part is you will complete 30% of the coursework right here in India, because JAXOM is again an AASCSB credited university. So therefore, the US universities are willing to do this course credit. So the entire course credit is for 30 credits. So you will end up doing 30% of that, which is 9 credits right here in India. And you have to do the remaining 21 credits in the US. We will be talking about the timeline right now. So if you actually look at it, so we always advise candidates to actually start at the earliest, right? So you will be starting, let's assume the first step is for you to actually get in touch with Miles, get the whole process started. So I will explain how you can get started on the process. You will be guided by the Miles University team, where they will advise you on how to apply for these universities, how to choose the university, and you will get your US university offer letter within a month. So the TAT for this is very, very quick. You will get it within a month. Now, let's say you've got it in July. You will immediately get started with your 9 credits JAXOM course, because we want you to try and finish the course even before you go to the US. So you will complete it even before you go to the US in Jan. Now there are 2 intakes, which is the fall and the spring. So the fall intake is closed, so which means you are now eligible for the spring intake. So the spring intake starts in Jan 2025. So when you receive your US university letter, you will also parallelly apply for your US visa. Now, let's say you get your US visa by August, you would have saved your time. You will complete your entire 9 credits even before you fly out. Now, let's say for some reason you don't get your US visa, or for some reason you want to drop out of the program, you can do that and there will be no questions asked. You will get a refund of the initial payment. So first step is you need to enroll for the Miles US Pathway program, which is about 20,000 rupees. I'm going to show you a link. That's a mileseducation.com/payment link. Just need to go there and make this payment, or walk into any of the Miles offices, and you can, one of the counselors will guide you and you can make this payment. Once you make this payment, you will actually get enrolled for the Miles US Pathway Program, where the university team, which within Miles, will actually get in touch with you, will guide you on the different activities, how you have to, fill in your forms, how you have to choose your university, how you have to fill your LOR. All that will be done, and immediately you can get started with your JAXOM course, which is about $9,900. Now we have loan facility for almost everything except for this first step and the US visa part of it, obviously, because loans are not available for this. But for everything else, there is a loan available. So once you get started on this JAXOM program, parallelly you will apply for your US visa, and that is about $2,000. If you have already enrolled for the CPA program, you don't have to do step 4 again. So, but if you have not already enrolled for your CPA program, we strongly urge you to enroll for it, because CPA is like a golden ticket in the US. It's like a superpower. The minute you have your CPA, you will have jobs lining up for you. That is the power of the CPA. So we definitely advise you to go ahead for the CPA program as well. That is about $2,300. And then the next step is actually the US university part of it, which is the 21 credits. Now this could be there anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 depending on the university. Now, depending on the location, depending on where it is, the fees would differ. The last step of the cost process is actually your stay. So we've done a lot of research and calculation, and if you live prudently and not too luxuriously, you will be able to manage all your living expense for 3 years, for that entire 1 year, for $10,000. So if you actually look at the overall calculation, we're all accountants, we like to do our calculation. Your initial investment is only the $2,000. Apart from that, every year minimum you will get a salary of 60,000. So we say the starting salary is 60,000. Of course, it depends on the location, the firm, but the bare minimum, salary that you will get is $60,000 per year. And generally, firms with which are located in, say, New York or San Francisco, always end up paying more, but the bare minimum will be 60,000, which means for 3 years you will end up. We've taken it very conservatively. 60,000 into 3, it is $180,000, less the student loan, less any interest on the student loan, your taxes that you pay, and living costs that you will be having for your next 3 years. So you still end up saving $50,000. So net, I think as an accountant, you will be able to understand that that's an amazing saving to have, right? So $50,000, that's roughly around 40 lakh rupees. So initially you will just have to spend that 2 lakh rupees on your visa, your Miles Pathway program. And apart from that, everything else will be a loan. And then the returns that you will get is that 50 lakh rupees per year of your compensation. So you can do the math yourself. That's going to be an amazing saving. So like I mentioned, for some reason your US visa does not come through, or let's say you decide to drop out for whatever reason, you will still get your refund of that initial amount that you have paid. I'm going to play a quick video for you before we actually move into the alumni portion. In fact, today we have an alumni who will be joining us. I'm not sure if he's already joined us. Vijay, are you online?
Most of the forms
Yes, Akhil, I am joined. I'm
Okay,
already.
great.
even for the
All right,
OPT,
I will just
forget about
introduce you.
H1B. We were going to each stall and asking about the opportunities, and everyone is happy to explain the opportunity. But end of the day, they're asking about the work authorization. In the process of getting the employment through Miles, we did not have to worry about those aspects. It's really helpful.
A very, very warm welcome to our third.
Give me a second. Just give me a second. Yeah.
One place takes the crown of the most prestigious address in Koramangala, Raheja Vivarya.
Hundreds of Miles alumni have been placed at top public accounting firms in the US with a salary of over $60,000, which is 50 lakh Indian rupees.
Having the office right at the Times Square is
It's quite a dream thing. America has always been a lifelong dream for me. Miles has been someone who has been holding my hand.
So there is a total shortage. That is why we came in. That is where Miles made sure that we visit a grab.
Extremely grateful to Miles because they have helped us in like small things.
I asked some people, they were like, we are not very keen on international students, but we are working with Miles.
You are through Miles, it's all sorted.
Okay, so I'm going to pause my screen sharing for a bit to introduce Vijay to you. So I'm very, very happy to have Vijay, who is our alumni who's got placed at Smith Marian. He's from Clark University. So hi, Vijay, it's great to have you here.
Hi, Akhila. How are you?
Good, Vijay. Please
Hi
share
to
your
all
experience
the
with all of us.
hi to all the US aspirants and US to be US accountants. And I would like to congratulations all you guys because you already initiated to take a step one starting this session make like how much you are keen and you're interested to your focus your through your career in the United States. First of all, I would like to congratulate all you guys for taking this step and very all the best, and we will continue the session from here onwards.
Thanks, Vijay. So how has your experience been with Miles? How did Miles help you in this entire journey?
My experience with the Miles has not been like more than 2 years or something, and I still remember when Miles calling me for the sessions. Actually, Miles never left you anything. Once you enroll for any program, they never leave you anything. But they keep on calling. They keep on calling for that. They keep on calling to track your CPU progress. They keep on calling you for anything. Just like a naggy parent and who don't leave their children. And I even I skipped so many of the sessions, and I even joined very late in the US accounting progress. If I remember, when the Miles guys have been calling from the month of February, I joined the call in the month of April ending. Month of April ending, I always regretted it later point, but still, Miles helped me in a great way that I placed in a university in less than a week. And the Miles applied for me more than since even I since I joined in a very late point of the time. They supported me to apply the top universities such as Rochester Institute of Technology and the Drexel University and the Clark University. I'm fortunate enough to got placed in everything. Got admission from every universities, and I decided to pursue my universities in the Clark, my masters in the Clark University. Even though I got a visa, but still they didn't leave my hand. Since they even called us for the attending IM sessions. One day, I don't know what the technical glitch happened. When IM accounting, I went pursuing IM in, and they even called and they attended. Say you are lacking behind in this thing. You need to cover up in such a way to complete this diploma and then to get your credits transferred. And I think the Vikas is also there in that call, and I don't know whether he is here today, despite being of his position, and he keep on high position. He keep on interacting with the candidates in the low entry stage and the candidates. We never see a hierarchy where a vice president or senior management will interact with the entry level customers or something. Obviously, even though we are students in a business point of view, we are a customers unless there's such thing escalate. But here hierarchy is even whenever we want, Varun would be joining us. Varun would be talking to us. That is the one of the best thing. If you have any problems, you have any if you need any help to any seek to any guidance, you can directly approach Mr. Varun, who is the founder and the managing director and the who is leader at the Miles Education. Not only Varun and any person, like whoever we want to talk, irrespective of their cadre, and we just, hey Akila, I need to talk with you. The response would be may not be instant, but we are within agreeable like business hours. We used to get it to the Miles. No, there's no discussion in it. And even I got placed in recently in the Smith Marian and company. I was just waiting for my EAD to join. I'm all set to move to California currently. And even yesterday, the Abhishek called me. What's your status on EAD forms? Are you going to join? You are already informed. Man, I already did it. I already told you already. Come on, leave me, man. Oh, okay. Then we are good. Then they don't stop you till you get placed in a CPF form. Actually, the reason for I got placed little late because I had a location constraint. So what I recommend to everybody is don't come with any restraints. I have my personal reasons to have a restraints, but you guys keep open so that you whatever the opportunity is best, you will come and you can. Because I got an opportunity in the month of May, May or April. I don't remember. April ending, I think.
Yeah,
Just before
correct. Yeah.
this just before April and May, but I as Varun, I think Varun or Jennifer, Varun promised when they came to Clark University, you will live with a job, and they upheld to it, even though my location distance and everything. They made it happen. I am very much happy for that because the we do agree there is a lot of shortage in the US accountants, but it is not that easy to get a job, even though you apply hundreds. I am not saying it is impossible because in our 23 students, only one got it on his own, and with a decent package as my 60,000 plus, obviously. But Miles made it that because I know a candidate. He's also, I think, he's a fellow, my roomie and the fellow alumni, and he attended the week meeting couple of weeks back. Vamshi, I never saw. Means the one thing I have to learn from is the trust that he had it on Miles. No, I am not going to. He never applied a job in any LinkedIn on any handshake portal like offered by the university. Trust me, I used to say, don't, even some point of time, I used to say, like, "Arre, don't completely 100% rely and put on your efforts on the market. Don't 100% rely on miles. You might get a, this is very candid, guys. So don't mind me if you, these are the sentence you don't, but still, he never loses trust. And he got placed in the same firm as mine, and we are going to be roomies again. That kind of trust Miles expect us, and he delivered, and Miles upheld to it. This is the story I want to share with, because I had some point of time, okay, because I had a location constraint, I may not be get placed before my Miles. And his journey was very inspiring because he gave an interview of 7 firms. What the hell, man? Why did somebody help you so many times, 7 times? And the Miles, the team called, like, they were the coaches for the sessions, like, I don't know what is the team name you are calling them, Akila?
Nothing with just the delivery team.
The US part of US placements team. There's a 3 to 6 persons, and I think the number of sessions they gave, I think he can teach you guys for how to prepare for the interviews and something. And we used to mock, what the hell, you are paid some premium package with the miles or something, and you are taking so many sessions. Because whenever to take 2 sessions, you are ready, you are set to go, and they will kick me out from that process, and they will put me in a market. But when it comes to Vamshi, he gets a one call before like interview and more. Ashini, I think Ashini has taken like a lot of special care and attention till he gets like polished his answers. Till the literally spoon fed, man. This is not the thing I expected when the master students, and when I am 27 years old. With the 7 years of experience, they even spoon feed us, like whenever they remembered the days of like +1 and +2 with the Narayana and Chisatina. The man, means, I agree. We came to study masters again, but spoon feeding us at least has to stop.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing experience with us. I wish we could continue for some more time to hear your lovely stories, but we'll have to complete this session. So thank you so much for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you, Akila. Thank you for the giving me opportunities. I guess you guys have any doubts, and you can always reach me out. You can just search my profile at LinkedIn, Vijay Narahareddy Konduru. I will ping it in the chat, and you can also personally approach me for if you have any queries or any queries, or if you want any answers you have to which you are not able to ask in the session or my Miles, you can just ping me on the LinkedIn. I would be happy to reply you guys. And a very all the best, and I will see you everybody when the Miles host the next party in the Varun's house for the cohort. I might see you guys then.
Thank you, Vijay.
Have a good day, everybody. Have a good day, Akila.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Okay, coming back to our sharing of more details. So after that wonderful session with Vijay, who shared his amazing experience, so I want to show you a few more of our alumni. So if you see here, this is our entire fall 23 cohort who went in last August, who all graduated now. So we had 51 students from Case Western, 14 from Michigan State University, 26 from Rutgers, 16 DePaul, 31 Drexel, Delaware, RIT. And these are some of our success stories of candidates who got placed in RSM, MBE, KSDT, and you can see that all of them have got placed with a minimum of $60,000. So we had, in fact, more than 45 plus, in fact, 50 candidates who got placed with RSM. We have Mellon Smith and Pivas, Booz, again RSM, MBE, ATKG, William Keepers, Hancock, SDK. We had Casey Peterson, HPE, William Keepers again, MBE. So these are all, the success stories can go on for pages because we've had more than 100, 150 students who are placed. So these are all the success stories. So in fact, this project has actually become so big that actually Varun has taken up a house in the US, in New York. So Vijay was mentioning about the party, right? So Varun had a party for all those who actually, who studied in fall 23 cohort, and he invited all of them home and they had a get together. This is our entire corporate relations team. In fact, we have like a few more of them. Those pictures are not here. The corporate relations team headed by Chandrasekhar Nagarajan, Chandu as we call him. This is Cora Walmer. We have Jennifer. We have a whole lot of other corporate relations, folks in the US. So in fact, I will show you a few of our LinkedIn pages. So what I would really, recommend is for you all to actually go into LinkedIn and actually follow Miles education page, follow the Miles Talent Hub page. You can actually, let me just go inside and I'll show you the Miles Talent Hub page. So here, if you scroll down, you'll be able to see all those activities. So Varun with, conducting podcasts. Please follow Varun's page, follow Miles Talent Hub page, follow Chandrasekhar's page. You'll be able to see all the activities that are actually happening. So in fact, let me show you Chandu's. So Chandu heads the corporate relations. So he will actually have posted a lot of the activities that we have where we, talk to the different firms, we attend conferences, we network with people. So you will be able to see the various firms that we are working with. So we recently joined forces with MBE. So there was a press release on that. We've launched, so you can see here Chandu attending the Utah Association of CPS conference. And again, this is the entire corporate relations team. So you can see the size of the corporate relations team here in the US, Americans and Indians, of course, all of them attending the AICPA Engage conference where we went and spoke about the Miles Talent Solution. The Allennial Global in Arizona conference. You can see, look at the number of attendees here. So what we do is we go into all these conferences, we talk about the Miles solution, and we get amazing responses from each of these firms. They are not able to believe that we are able to give them such a simple solution where candidates from India are now able to go to the US and work there for 3 years without any additional visa. That is the biggest icing on the cake for them. So if you scroll down, you'll be able to see we in fact recently partnered with Franklin University to solve the credits issue that candidates have when they want to apply for their license. So while we are talking to all these firms, we are also trying to solve a whole lot of other issues that are coming up as well. You can see Firm Growth Forum, again, another Chicago conference. So if you actually follow Chandu's page, Varun's page, Miles Talent Hub, you will be able to easily see all the different. I was talking to you about the accounting pipeline shortage issue, right? So there was a conference which Boomer was, conducting, where we again went and spoke about our, candidates, and they were extremely happy to see this. So you guys should actually go in and check out in LinkedIn about these different solutions, and you will get a flavor of what I'm talking about. So you will be able to actually see how well we are being received by the US folks, and they love the fact that they don't have to worry about visa for 3 years, and after that what happens is a question that I'm sure all of you have in your mind, so which is what I'm going to be talking about. So of course the given solutions that you can come back after 3 years, Miles will of course help you find another job here through our placements. Your estimated salary will be about 20 lakh rupees. Now, if the firm actually likes your performance, they can actually go ahead and sponsor your H1B, which means once you get your H1B, which is a lottery-based system, you can continue in the US for another 6 years. Now, for some reason, the firm, is not able to sponsor your H1B, or your H1B does not get through, you can come back even as a remote employee of the same firm. So you have multiple options. You can continue there if you've got your H1B. If you have not got your H1B, you can come back as a remote employee to India and continue with the same firm. Or you decide that firm is not the one for you, you can come back here. We will find another job for you back in India. So these are the different options that you have, once you complete your 3 years. So I believe with that, we come to the end of the presentation. So hopefully all your queries have got resolved in the Q&A box. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to drop them in the Q&A box here, or just call any of our Miles counselors, or walk into any of our Miles offices. We are open on Sundays as well. So just walk in and you will be able to get all your questions answered. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and all the very best for an amazing career ahead.